What's up, friends? How are we doing out there? See if we can show this on YouTube platform. Are we streaming? I have no idea what's going on here. Yeah, things are going bonk. Oh, there's a delay. So I'm going to pop. All right. Hey, how you guys doing tonight? Lots of folks in the stream already. Pigeon, Matt Jeans, Manuel. Good morning from Minnesota. So this is my first shot live streaming, and you guys are just really unfortunately guinea pigs in the process. You're going to have to give me some feedback on, is it coming through clear? I'm going to mute the sound coming back so it doesn't feedback through. You guys able to hear me okay? Can I get a thumbs up or? It's coming through loud and clear. Thanks, Yusef. Good. Hoover the FUD killer. Dude, we need some FUD killers. The FUD killers just died. I'm sure you guys all see what's going on right now with Saitama. And it's just absolutely crazy, you guys. Colin, what's up, buddy? You should be going to bed. You future doctors need your sleep. Hey, so I'm in order to get the channel to progress, I have to start moving to some live stream formats in order to do interviews and to be able to get some of the devs and some of those folks to come into our channel. We have to use live format. And so I figured the best way to do that is just push the button and turn it on and kind of see what's going on. So let's see. I'm going to try a couple of things. I hope you guys don't mind. This is totally guinea pig territory. Alan, what's going on, Australia? Hey, I saw the post that you guys, somebody over in Australia put up a big billboard. It's freaking awesome. That's probably the reason Saitama is pumping so hard right now. So well played. Let's see here. I'm going to kick on a share screen. Unfortunately, I think it's going to require that. Well, I'll lose. I want to see what happens when I share screen, and just see if I can get a clear view of what's going on here. So if I pull up the coin market cap, I'm assuming you guys can all see this, but unfortunately, I'm losing your comments. So I'm guessing I'm going to need a second screen. Can you guys confirm whether or not you're able to see coin market cap screen? I'm going to pop back over to the live stream software and pop that back off. Damn, I just bought 775 billion. Not regretting selling half my SHIB. Well, I'm wondering if that's what's going on, Anthony. I'm kind of thinking I mean, I've been sitting on Shib since May. I literally made my first purchase when it was its absolute high. And and then I follow your pop, and the guy is a good mentor, but we talked about dollar cost averaging, where as the price comes down, you continue buying, and ultimately when you average all the prices together, it brings your price point down that you have to get back to in order to make a profit. So, um I'm way in the green now. I mean, my like price, I guess, break even price was 401. So I'm like 3x right now on my Shiba. And I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Like, should I sell some and buy some more Saitama? The answer 2 hours ago should have been yes. But I'm wondering if that isn't what's happening. A lot of people taking profits out of Shib and bringing some of it over to Saitama, because we are definitely pumping hard right now. Back to that. What are we here? Let me refresh this. Yeah, I mean, burn that zero, up 54%. Pretty awesome. So, um, let's see here, folks. You have any questions for me? Really, I'm just playing around with this live stream format. I'll tell you, I had the craziest difficulties tonight with my video. I did what I thought was a beautiful video. I did some editing. I added in some screen elements, and it was like 17 minutes long. And apparently, the software struggles to push more than 15 minutes of content over. So I burned about 2.5 hours tonight messing around with it. And, what are you going to do? I just finally ended up going back to my old free software that's on the MacBook and redoing it. So, how many zeros killed by the Saitamask launch? That's, I don't know. That's a loaded question. Let's take a look really quick. All right. So, in order to burn a zero, we would have to bring in a considerable amount of market cap. Let me go over to my spreadsheet and we'll take a look at that. So, if we were to kill another zero, we would have to get to 10 billion in market cap. Now, if you ask the people on the SHIB project, that's possible to do. Their market cap, I mean, they went from 4 billion to 14 billion basically in market cap. So they've added 10 billion, and that's pulled back. It was actually up close to 16 billion in market cap. So could we add 10 billion before the Saitamask launch? I don't know. I mean, that's a stretch. It's a stretch. But I do think eventually we will. I mean, we're still such a small project. It's still so new what's happening right now with Saitama that, I mean, we're 60,000 holders. Tomorrow we should cross over 60,000 holders. The Shiba Inu community is 700,000. And so, yeah, eventually I think we will kill that next zero and hopefully beyond. We'd all be looking at some sweet returns when that happens. Let's see. Manuel Ferreira, been trying for a few days to swap Ether for Saitama. Can't do it. Tried MetaMask, Sushi, Uniswap, Shiba Swap, nothing. Okay. So my guess is there that what you're probably running into is you've got to change the slippage. So let me see if I can get my phone up on the screen. I can't do it. I have this problem. So I got a new device. My MacBook will only take 2 input USBs. So I got a device. It came with the USB-C. My MacBook doesn't have a USB-C. But essentially what you're going to want to do, let me see if my phone is actually still up. It is. When you're in the Uniswap, well, I can do it actually, because it's just a web-based. Let me go on to Uniswap real quick. Let's see. So when you're in the swap, you have to change the slippage to get your transaction to go through, because the currency is volatile enough that it'll move more than what the tolerance is set for. So if you just click on this um, little settings gear and change your slippage tolerance to between 5 and 10, just see, it'll let me overwrite. Okay. So you would change your slippage to 5. When you start processing your transaction, there's a place you can verify it right here. There'll be a little I, but um, that would be my advice on that. That's usually why they fail, is because the slippage tolerance is too low. So have you tried that already, Manuel? Okay, let's look at another question here. Miss Analytics, if you take profit, would you swap for Bitcoin or alts or sell for USD? Uh, that's a good question, actually. So are you taking profits? Are you talking about taking profits from Saitama, or are you talking about taking profits um, from Shiba, or just in general? What I would do probably right now, first of all, if you're swapping out of Saitama to get it back out, um, you're going to end up probably swapping to Ethereum. And I think Ethereum's not a bad place to be. I think Ethereum could probably, I mean, they're talking 2 to 3x by the end of the year. But I think cryptocurrency, the more we start seeing these massive breakouts that we're seeing, um, the more attention it's going to draw. I mean, the Shiba Inu run today is huge. There are huge news outlets talking about that right now, and so it's. I think, I'd probably move to Ethereum. I mean, if you want it to just make sure that you're protected, I guess it depends on what your goal is with the profits. If you're worried about the market in general, you could use USDC, like a stable coin, or just swap it out to cash and, hang on to it, put it in your bank, pay off your bills. Let's take a look here. What else is going on? Where did I change it? Okay. Slippage 2.1 works, slippage 2.5 works. Yeah, I've done slippage low as 5, or as low as 3%, and had them go through. And any of those should work. I mean, Shiba Swap, I bought Saitama and Shiba Swap. Most of mine I've done on Uniswap, but it's not for any particular reason. It's just there inside the wallet. So where if I use Shiba Swap, I actually have to go to my computer and go onto the swap, because I haven't been able to use Shiba Swap from my phone very well. Yeah. So Manuel, that is something that I've actually observed. Um, if you go in to make a transaction, so the question here, or he's talking about gas fees just going crazy when you increase the slippage. But what I found is it's almost like the system looks at you shopping. So you'll go in and try the transaction, and you'll see that the gas fees are high. So you back out of it. And then when you go back in, the gas fees start going up. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. It's almost like they're punishing you or something because you're trying to swap. So um, I don't know. The gas fees are crazy. I found that the gas fees are usually lower this time of night, like between 10 p.m. where I live and maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yesterday, when I made my purchase on the video, I paid a pretty hefty gas fee. But if you get the kind of growth that we've got right now, I mean, the gas fee became irrelevant pretty quick. I mean, My Saitama holdings, um, I mean, my increase in what I've got in my wallet is pretty crazy right now. Like I'm up $4,000 in an hour and a half on like 40% increase. So totally crazy. Should I transfer my profits to Coinbase or Saitamask when it releases? Um, so I'm going to be using Saitamask because I think it's like a beautiful platform and it looks like it's very functional and it has a lot of functions beyond just the Coinbase wallet. The Coinbase, I mean, this is Brian Carranza. So there's you have to remember Coinbase wallet. Okay. Coinbase is the central exchange. So if you're taking your profits, I guess it just depends on what you want to do with them. There are really nice things about working in the centralized exchanges like Coinbase. The fees, like this gas fee discussion that we just had, that totally goes away when you're using centralized exchanges. They do charge fees, but they're not gas fees like that. They're, I mean, you're like maybe paying 1% of a transaction. So $1 on $100 transaction instead of trying to buy $100 of Saitama on the DeFi exchanges and potentially paying $60 to do it. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that. I think it's best to accumulate until you're ready to make a buy. But from what I understand, um, the the Saitamask wallet will hopefully help with fees. And then definitely the team is looking at building their own blockchain technology, which would definitely bring the fees down because we wouldn't have to be fighting everybody trying to use the Ethereum blockchain with everything that's going on. Yeah, there's Hodel Yoda. Hodel Yoda, how are you doing, man? I saw you on another stream today. It must have been the crypto Deb stream because they were talking about you using they were saying magic, but like Jedi mind tricks to get them to do what you wanted. So that was there were some pretty funny things going on Crypto Deb's stream today. Let's see. Gas fees crazy. Just pay a lot less. Yeah, it was true. A couple months ago, the gas fees were much lower, but you have to look at what's going on. Everybody is building these tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. So currently there's 12,418 tokens. I mean, there's been 400 of them created in like last week and a half, and we're all fighting for um, basically miners to be able to confirm these transactions or the competing nodes to be able to pull through these transactions. It's just really heavy traffic, and so it's kind of a supply and demand issue. There's so much demand, there's a limited supply, and so the price goes up. It sucks, honestly. It's hard when you're trying to invest to lose so much of your hard-earned money to fees. Uh, let's see. I missed a few of these here. Never sold my Shiba for Saitama. Yeah, I thought about it too. That's a good point. Um, I run IX. So this is something that a lot of us fought. I mean, we watched that. I just showed this in the video that I just did, but look at the chart for Shiba for the 90 days. Okay. It is just flat. And this was painful, guys. I mean, we were glad it wasn't going down, but you're hoping to have some gains. And in cryptocurrency, 90 days of this much flat is pretty crazy, but it just finally paid off. So hopefully those gains stick. Um, let's see. Yeah, crypto Deb. Do we know if we can withdraw profits from Saitamask to the bank? That's a good question. So I actually saw that question addressed, and they were saying that initially, probably not, but in version like 1.5 or 1.2, that would probably be that would be something they would be addressing, and so that is one of the difficult things about DeFi wallets is it's kind of tough to get your money in, but it's really tough to get your money out. You really have to convert your your ERC20 tokens to something that's listed on a major exchange like Ethereum, and then move the money into those central exchanges to be able to extract your money. So let's see what else we got going on here. Another problem that I have, my MetaMask doesn't even send me the swapping page. It gives me a warning. It says Saitama was entered manually. It's not recognized. Yeah, you do have to enter those manually. It shouldn't be something that you should overly concern yourself with. It's just they're just doing some CYA on that. Everybody is using Uniswap, which is what you're probably using with MetaMask to make those purchases. I believe Saitama will outperform Bitcoin, says Arab Low. I hope so. I hope so. I actually think Bitcoin is going to be in trouble because aside from using it as a currency, what is its use case? I mean, it's great that you can spend it, but what is its use case? It has some amazing things going for it. It's literally accepted as official currency in El Salvador. So that's a big deal. And it's actually going to drive the adoption of crypto because it's legitimized cryptocurrency as a real form of payment. And you've been able to buy with Bitcoin for a long time, but what else are they doing? There's really no development team. They're not developing anything. They don't have their own exchange. Yeah, they haven't done much with it since it rolled out. Let's see. Shib first, last. I had Shib traded for Saitama. Well, today you're winning on both sides of that deal. I mean, it would have been nice if you could have caught the whole ride with Shib and then traded because Saitama started running here hard in the last 2 hours. Let's see. Sold my Shiba. Saito went 2x. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking Saitamask is going to be great. I actually think it's going to be great too. Saitama is a utility coin. So they're building utility for Saitama for sure. Right now, the utility associated with Saitama is pretty limited, but there are a lot of things coming. So my computer's about to croak out on me here. There we go. Yeah, they're building utility. So you look at Saitamask, there's going to be an education platform on there, an NFT, a creator platform, an education platform. So there's a lot of really good things coming with Saitama as far as utility is concerned. And I think that will continue to grow. Saitama is extremely unique in what I've seen in that there is a fully doxed dev team. These guys are professionals. Russell was somehow involved with a company that was owned by Warren Buffett. So, I mean, this guy is a legitimate business professional, and you can see it in the way they're organizing things. The people that they brought to the project, it's going to be big, but it's a good question. Right now, the utilities is limited, but what's going to create like price action like we're seeing is the community. So it's you and I, if we can do something to bring value, and right now what that is amassing a community. This is what everybody dreams of. The people that do YouTube, they want a large audience. Well, why do you want a large audience? Because the more eyes you have, the more view time you have, the more value your channel has from an advertising perspective, and you can make more money. Well, the same thing happens. I mean, it's why Shiba is so powerful. It's the 15th largest cryptocurrency. And I think they will take Dogecoin because Shiba, similar to Saitama, actually is developing use cases. What is Dogecoin's use case, really? I mean, they've got Elon Musk trying to pump it, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on there. Sean L. going to Vegas, huh? Man, I would love to be there. I would love to be there. My schedule right now is brutal, but it would be fun. All right. All in on Shib and Saitama. 126 billion Saitama, 202 million Shib. You and I are sitting pretty close there. I've got 200 million SHIB, and I'm not planning on selling, man. If they get the Robinhood listing, you think about what happened with Dogecoin, man, that could be a rocket ship. So how will we sustain growth with Saitama, Liam? Is that the question you're asking? How will we sustain growth? Well, at a certain point, you expect that they'll grow to a point where they would become stable. Um, it's a good question. I don't know where that stability line is. You know, what market cap do we get to where things kind of normalize, and how much room is there for growth? What percentage of the population is really looking at cryptocurrencies as legitimate? How good is the game going to be? You know, this Wolfcaster game that we're building. When I say we, I mean the Saitama dev team, but I have nothing to do with them, and they don't pay me to promote their stuff. But if that game is a winner, look at Axie Infinity as a, I mean, how can you sustain growth? Look at Fortnite. I look at Fortnite. I've talked about this a lot, trying to explain to people what an NFT is, or what the what's the point of a cryptocurrency. I used to play Fortnite, and I'm not even a gaming person. It's just a fun game. But they have all these skins and different things. They have V-Bucks inside the game. They're basically cryptocurrency, but it's not a cryptocurrency. You can purchase them with your money, and then you spend them inside the game. Well, that game is massive, massive, massive. And if they would have made that so that your character actually grows in value as it goes on, and that you could actually sell the items that you're buying for your character, they probably could have done amazing things with that. So Julie says Saitama is pumping hard. Let's take a look again and see where it's at. Let's get this screen refreshed and see. Man, I hope we're running back at the all-time highs. These last couple of videos have been a little difficult to make because I'm taking a lot of heat from people. My brother is like the worst. And he's actually done fine with the coin, but every time it pulls back, he's like, "What's going on with it? You know, why, like, you should have told me to sell. Like, why would I tell you to sell? I'm not selling." I plan on holding this thing until we are making some serious money. So anyone look to see where people were buying their SHIB today? So I guess Coinbase did a massive amount of volume today, but I think it was pretty spread out. And this is where I think they were so successful today with that pump. I actually talked about it in the first video that I made today that failed. But if you look, let me grab my notes, my show notes. So if you look at Shiba Inu, they rolled out Shiba Swap like July. And I was so excited about it. I was confident that this was going to be a catalyst that just blew it up. And it did a little pump, and then it came right back down. And it was hard. It was like, like I really thought that was going to be the thing. I mean, I was seriously euphoric when I staked my SHIB on the Shiba Swap. And I've got liquidity tokens over there. That's actually gone a lot better for me than the staking has. But I was like thinking, man, this is it, Shiba Swap. Then we got Webull listed, eToro listed, Coinbase Pro. Then it got delisted. Then it got relisted. Then Coinbase, KuCoin. They were on crypto.com earlier. They had all these platforms that were there and available with tons of people that could buy it, but didn't. It just didn't really happen. So it was like a bow. You pull it back, and all of this tension is there, and all of this potential energy. And then if it releases, massive blow up. It's so they had just so many people that had access to it. It's the issue that Saitama has right now. It's pretty dang hard to buy Saitama. So in spite of the fact that I don't think central exchanges are like the solution to all our problems long term, and I'm really excited about Saitamask, and I'm going to definitely be using Saitamask, it's just ease of use for people is a huge deal. And like Robinhood, that's why Shiba's pumping right now. There was somebody bought a massive amount of Shiba Inu in the last 3 days, and they think that it's probably Robinhood. Robinhood has to have tokens to provide liquidity to create space for their buyers to buy and sell it. Because when you buy on those platforms like Webull or Robinhood, those are actually investment platforms. They're not even centralized exchanges, but you don't actually own the tokens. They're kind of held in a trust. So they have to have enough to be able to put those in trust for their investors. We broke 60K holders. So that's interesting too, because when I rolled out my video, like literally an hour ago, we were 700 holders shy. So something is going on. If we broke, I'm going to look at the official Shib website. Apparently, I don't have that up. Let's just go into holders in CoinMarketCap. Yeah, this is still showing 59. Let's see what Saitama token has. I mean, I could see people making a run. People know that this Saitama token has massive potential. It's um it's really unlike anything that I've seen, and I'm pretty picky. I got blown up pretty bad a couple of times. Um I bought, I felt like, the way to make money is to get in early. I don't know where you saw 60,000. Can you tell me where you saw those 60,000 holders? But yeah, it's if just getting in early isn't the solution, because all you do is become part of the victimhood of the pump and dump. So I bought grapefruit and I put in like $200, and now it's worth like less than $1. I want to say, let's see. I mean, it's actually pumping pretty hard too. In the last couple of days, it went from 60 cents to 90 cents, but it's $200. So in Dex Tool, you saw 60,000. I don't use Dex Tool very much, and I see a lot of people using it. It's probably the best resource actually, but I like the layout, especially for my videos, of the Saitama token website. And it's nice for me to be able to point viewers back there to get information. So I will familiarize myself with DexTool. I did see a question way up earlier in the stream of somebody asking me if I use the Nano X hard wallet or what I know about the Nano X. That's a big topic right now for a lot of people. Just Moonshot and Crypto Deb both been talking about it a lot. You have to be careful. There's so many new people coming into crypto that it's kind of like the Wild West. And there's been a lot of people getting screwed over. Pretty much every time I post a video, somebody posts some kind of a scam thing in the comments. If I tweet something, somebody will post something in the tweets or comment in the tweets trying to scam people. The worst one I've seen so far was somebody was having difficulty with the Trust Wallet, and somebody said, "Oh, Trust Wallet has like the best support team in the business. If you fill out this form, they'll get back with you in 10 minutes and solve your problem." And I pulled open the form. It was a Google sheet, a Google form, and it's asking for people's for all of your token words, like your key words that basically unleash your wallet to the world. So you have to be really careful. And those hard wallets like the Nano X, I'm actually talking to Crypto Deb about doing a live stream. She told me hers is coming in on Friday, and I need more help with it, to be honest. It sounds like it is where you store your keys to your crypto, and that it's completely offline. But I've had some interesting ones with that around that lately. Just the discussion about, like, you write your keys down on a piece of paper. I'm the first guy who's going to lose that, so you screenshot them and it'll tell you, do not screenshot these. When you do it, your phone will say you're not supposed to screenshot these. Oh, thanks for the compliment on the bow and arrow analogy. It was so good. That video that died was pretty high quality, but the environment changed so fast in 2 hours that the second video is completely different from what the first one was. Floki is skyrocketing. Yeah. So I think, Elon Musk got his Shiba Inu dog that he's naming Floki. Maybe that's responsible for some of this, but I think some of it is just that, like, a rising tide lifts all the boats. And so these Inu dog meme coins, Yeah, I think they're blowing up. I don't have much of an opinion on those tokens, and I don't really follow them very close because I'm to the point now where I'm looking for something very specific. I don't have the time to track things and be trading in and out on a regular basis, and I don't really want to do that anyway in the environment of the gas fees how they are. So if you guys are buying those tokens and doing well, I hope you do. I wish you the best. Um, it's actually pretty difficult for me to follow just one token, and I want to become like the foremost expert on Saitama. It's why it's all I'm talking about. I mean, I'm happy to discuss other tokens and projects, and Shiba I know pretty well because I mean I'm part of the community and I've been there for since May. um but Thanks, Sean. Hey, smash the like button. Probably if I wasn't doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning, that would help the stream. But I just have to try this. You know, there's a lot of people that have joined since I mentioned this, but in order for us to grow the channel and grow the community, and for me to be able to do interviews with the dev team or to bring other YouTube content creators in, I have to acclimate myself and get familiarized with um, the streaming software. So this is just a test. You know, it's fun to interact with you guys, though. I see a lot of you guys in the comments, and you've all been so nice. I really appreciate it. You're super kind. Let's see. Jose, you're the man. I appreciate that. If you're actually Jose Canseco, I love to play catch sometime. That would be totally awesome. DM me. I'll fly out wherever you are. We'll just play catch. Be totally amazing. Uh, Klekai, I've seen a lot of people talking Klekai. I know Jake Gagan is talking Klekai on his streams. Jake Gagan is another one that I like tuning in. It's like a guilty pleasure for me to watch him bring out his little blue his little blue speaker and kick the tunes on, man. I mean, the guy is like a full-time party, and he's one that I'd like to get in on his live stream too, and just be able to introduce myself more to his community, because this stacker community, we're doing it a little bit differently. So many people are streaming, and I can see why. For one, this is really fun. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be. And then for two, you actually get to interact with your community, and I'm digging that. So hard wallets back in. Oh, is Kishu any good? You know, I just don't have a lot of opinions on that. I've seen it. Somebody told me about it, and I even put it in my watch list. Let me see if it's, yeah, I mean, it's up some today, but it's just not one that I really follow. And um, I really want to. I mean, I'm investing in more than just Saitama, but as far as doing research on tokens and trying to keep up with what's going on to them, I'm trying to put all my energy into Saitama. And then my goal, you know, I've explained this a couple of times, but my goal is to see Saitama to 1 million holders, which would be larger than the Shiba community right now. So that's going to take a minute. And I want to see it as a top 100 token. The devs all have very high goals of having this be a top 10 token, top 20 token. I'm more than happy for it to be one of those two. But I'm starting with top 100, and I think that's really achievable. There's so much going on with this. It's just incredible the type of things they're doing. I kind of point to Crypto Deb's live stream today in my video that I just put out, and Michael Thompson. This guy has connections to just huge people who probably have huge money, but they have huge influence. And that's what I'm seeing with this project that I just haven't seen with any of the other ones. So Shiba Inu, will it reach 201 in this cycle or the next? Almost like in this life or the next. It's a pretty big move for Shiba Inu to get to 201. I think that it's possible, but we're 4 zeros right now, 4 zeros too. And that climb, if you look at the way the tokenomics of these work, so Shiba Inu started with 1 quadrillion tokens. Saitama started with 100 quadrillion. They both burn 50% of their supply. So Shiba had 500 trillion circulating, and right now they're actually showing about 384 trillion in circulation. I think some of that had to do with the Vitalik Buterin burn. And so, you know, can they get there? Yeah, but they don't really have a burn mechanism in place. It's going to take them a minute. It's a big step up from where they are. We could go and calculate it, the market cap that would be required for it to reach that. Um, I mean, if you guys want to see it, I'll pull out a spreadsheet and put it together for you. It'll take me about a minute and a half, but it's a big jump from where they are right now. I mean, you're talking about it going basically 8 times higher than where it is, and then 10 times higher than that. So it's a large market cap. Yeah, this Moon Joe saying that would be higher than Ethereum market cap. Now, there are other ways they can get there, right? I mean, they are doing some burns in the Shiba community, and they're getting creative about it. They're asking people to, so anybody who lists their token on the Shiba swap has to buy and burn some SHIB to do it. And they're buying and burning some leash too. It's been a minute since I've looked at that, and I don't know how many they've listed now, but yeah, that's possible. And it definitely, people talking about SHIB burning 1-0 from where they're at. Yeah, I think that's possible. I mean, that it will still make them. I mean, you're talking, they don't have to completely 10x from where they are right now. Let me kick back over to SHIB real quick. So their current market cap is 14 billion. To burn that next zero, they've got to be about 8 times. I mean, it's going to be close to 100 billion. And sorry, I just know my way around these like different sites. Some of them I'm better at using than others for certain things. So if we were to go in and just look at Ethereum's market cap, it's 400. So yeah, I mean, that would make SHIB the number 3 coin if they could hit that 100 billion mark. Is it possible? Man, it's possible. It's possible. Again, if they can burn, that's where the conversation gets kind of difficult around Saitama for me. Is, could Saitama, like, people use very sensationalized YouTube headlines to get views, and the one that you always see is Shiba will reach a penny, or Saitama will reach a penny, Saitama will reach $1. It isn't that they can't do it, and Saitama might actually have a better shot at it in the long term because of the burn mechanism. It just depends. I mean, if we were seeing the kind of volume that SHIB saw today, the amount of Saitama that would burn would be impressive. It would be impressive. Will SHIB be listed on Robinhood? That is the suspicion as to why it's flying so high right now. There's somebody has purchased large quantities of Shiba, and the suspicion is that it is Robinhood getting ready to create like a liquidity pool, but essentially just having Shiba to sell to their patrons over there. So Arablo, hey, I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much. You guys, I'm like a sentimental guy. I'm a pretty simple soul, but the kindness that you guys show me is so nice. And actually it cuts me really deep when people are mean. It's hard on me. It puts me in a bad mood, you know? I mean, I'm putting forth a good faith effort here. I really haven't received any kind of compensation. I'm not really looking for it. I have another job I don't see myself leaving that job to do this, but I do want to help the Saitama community. And it's a great community. The positivity has been really high in Saitama, and the maturity level has been seemingly high. When I started with SHIB, man, it was always just like constant win Lambo, win Moon, win whatever. And this community seems a little more reasonable. I mean, we're all hoping that we'll do huge things. And I really do think, I think it's got the ability to 10x from where it is right now. That would put us way below the market cap that Shib is at right now. And then the price could go even higher in spite of the market cap based on the burn. So the more tokens we can burn, the less market cap it takes to push that price up. Let's see. The Klee game. Has anybody played the Klee game? I saw it. It's like Klee Run. I don't. Apparently, it's a pay to, or you can get paid to play. I don't know how much you have to pay. So, yeah. So, yeah, I want to address this one. This is a fun one for me. So, Zubin Lal. Are you in touch with YouTubers Austin and Zach, who are hardcore Saitama promoters? So this one was tough for me. When I started making Saitama videos, I was kind of the only person doing it, honestly. There was people streaming about it, but the content videos, you know, I was kind of the only one. And about 9 days into it, I mean, my returns were up like 600% in 2 weeks from when I started making videos. And all of a sudden, Austin and Zach came to the party, and I've been watching those guys for 4 months making making Shib videos, and they actually make videos for all kinds of stuff. I think both of those guys aspire to be exclusively YouTube content creators, and I think it's awesome actually. So my goals of getting to 1 million holders of Saitama and top 100 token, I honestly don't care how it gets there. I think I'm going to do it by myself, and I'm not really trying to be the world's largest YouTube personality. I just want to bring content that has some value, that causes people to think, and that creates a community that is welcoming, and you know, it's great. So I haven't been in touch with those guys. I would actually love to be in touch with them. So if any of you guys have an in with them, me spending a little bit of time on their channel would do big things for me, pushing some content out there too. And I really think my content is unique. I'm not trying to do it to make a living. So I'm just trying to be transparent and honest. I'm really big on the rewards system for Saitama. I think it is like 100 times better than Shiba Inu's reward system. And so as a SHIB holder, those 600,000 Shiba holders, I think if they just understood how amazing the rewards, the reflection system is for Saitama, I think they would come over. So, yeah, I mean, thanks for the calm content. Yeah, that's the point. We're trying not to get too excited. And I used to work as an investment advisor. I worked for 5 years for 2 national brokerages, and I managed a bunch of other people's money. And even in that world, it's pretty hard. People like to sensationalize returns, and they want to talk about the millions that you can make, and you can, but in reality, you want to keep your expectations reasonable and then hope to be surprised. That's what I would say. So, yeah, Ruckus, there was some chaos there. And I made 20 days worth of videos in a row with no red days. It was crazy. It was so easy to talk about it. And there's so much new news. Everything was just blowing up, and it was great. But that's, there's going to be red days. And those are the times where you got to know why you're in it, and what you believe. Is there a purpose? So that's when I look at the Klee Kai. I don't know that one very much, but some of these other, Floki, yeah, the price is moving, but what's causing it to move? What are the long-term plans? If somebody has those kind of coins that have like incredible stories or development teams that have big plans, let me know about them, because I'm definitely open to investing in more things. I'm investing in several right now. I mean, I don't just invest in Saitama, but I'm raising my bar for where I'm willing to trust my money, because I've been burned a couple of times now. With this one, with Saitama, I'm pretty much in it to win it. So if it burns to the ground, I'm holding on to the bitter end because I just don't see that happening. There's just too many good things going on. So I can see it, pumping. And that's yesterday. I mean, somewhat, yeah, I thought the price was way more attractive than it has been when I made my buy on the video. But I also wanted to demonstrate to the audience that I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I really believe in the project, and I don't have any reason to believe any more than anybody else does. I'm just looking at the publicly available information and the credibility of the dev team. They're not just talking about something they're going to do. They keep showing us over and over again. They're setting up these relationships with people. If I wanted to sponsor an MMA event, how do I do that even? Who do you connect with to be able to do that? These people have those kind of connections. So let's see. I'm missing some stuff here. Yeah, I love the reward system too. It's one of my favorite things. Even when it's a red day, there's always good news because you get free tokens. Bought in at 8, 9, and 10. Good prices there. My first buy would blow your mind was 8 zeros. So we're 7 zeros again. It was 8 0. It was 9 zeros 5. So I don't know. I bought a trillion. By the time I was done making my initial purchases, I had purchased a trillion for about $800, which is just, and of course, hindsight, I mean, I was actually battling with my wife at the time because she's kind of tired of my crypto obsession. And, and she's like, that's not in the budget, so that's one of the nice things about YouTube. They're, we've reached the point in the community where they're going to start monetizing the channel, and then I'll have some side hustle money to buy crypto with, which is what I plan on doing. Is the 2% reflection spread evenly among the holders? So really good question. There's a video that I made last week addressing the burn, and crypto Steve at Rocket Crypto in one of his streams was talking about the reflections, and that the reflections are not evenly distributed. I know with Ryoshi coin, that is what they're doing. They're redistributing, actually not to the Ryoshi holders, but to the holders of Shiba. And they're doing it. It doesn't matter how much you have. Everybody's getting the same amount, which is really cool. I mean, that's great. I'm a fan of the little guy. I actually think I am the little guy in a lot of ways, but with Saitama, they're redistributed proportionately, and the dead wallet. So if we look at, let's look at Saitama, and I'll show you where the dead wallet is here. Okay, if we go into holders for Saitama in CoinMarketCap, you'll see the largest wallet is a dead wallet. Okay, this is where the burn is going. Owns 55%. This number could be disputed a little bit. Like the official Saitama website would say 55.36% is burned. CoinMarketCap is a little less than that, but we're splitting hairs. So not only is 2% of every transaction going to the dead wallet, but it's also receiving reflections. And it should be receiving proportionally 55%. So the burn rate is actually 3%, if my understanding is correct. And I put a video out about it that I think it has a couple thousand views, and nobody has refuted that yet. So no, it's not even, it's proportionate. I love how we've eaten the dips. Yeah. Sean, you're on the money on that one. Now, this last dip was pretty deep, and it took people a while to buy it up. But wow, it's we're eating it up right now in a big way. GT Junior, everybody wishes this was their story. I got Vegas lucky. Showing a friend how to buy on Uniswap, bought Saitama 200 million for $16. Nice. Yeah. 10 zeros at the time. That's impressive. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of those kind of stories here pretty soon. I mean, people who are buying right now, who bought yesterday at 809, 808, like the buy that I made, you're looking at being up 100x on that. We're talking, if we can burn one more zero, we're 10x, and I think it can burn 2 zeros. Um, it's crazy. So here's somebody, Solomon. This is interesting. Now, I haven't bought any of these off a central exchange, but L Bank is a central exchange, and he's saying he's still getting the 2% reflections. It's just like there's maybe a little waiting period. This is the nice thing about central exchanges. We talked about this a little earlier in the stream about coin market cap, and that the fee is very low. You're not paying gas fees when you do central exchange buys. So somebody bought 400 trillion and made $4.5 million, was on the Jake Gagan show. Yeah, dang, that would be insane. And Ruckus won, got some right before it went parabolic. Man, good on you. You actually saying that you bought right before it went parabolic means you bought in a time where a lot of people were fearful. Okay. This was down 50% at its peak. And I think people were thinking, man, it's, it was looking kind of grim for a lot of people. I wasn't too worried. Again, I really feel like the devs and what they're doing, it's going to we're going to continue to have great times with Saitama. There's so many huge things coming in the next month alone. So, Hashrana, hi from India. So the dev said Saitamask will increase the burn process. Yeah, I mean, the more people transact, the faster the burn will go. I don't know if they're talking about adding additional burns with like NFTs or those kind of things, or if you have to buy NFTs with Saitama, that would cause you to transact and could increase the burn. But watch that burn video. It's actually pretty interesting because the more the dead wallet grows, the faster the burn will go. The downside is the reflections will decrease over time. So the time to get the reflections is now. So this is an interesting question. A Sanchez, 2 zeros will make me a millionaire, man. I hope so. The more the merrier. And then I hope you take that and you do something good with it. I mean, of course, treat yourself, but make the world a better place. I had such a crazy experience in August, and I had a hard time making my content. It was actually, it was maybe first week of September, right after I started. My son got a crazy opportunity and got the garbage contract at the local state fair. Well, like 40,000 people a day go through the state fair. And my son's 21 years old. He was working with somebody who was on the fair board. The people that normally did it couldn't do it because of COVID. And so they put it out there and he picked it up. He had to hire like 20 people in a week to get ready for it. And I ended up meeting a bunch of guys from Sierra Leone, Africa. And man, it just changed my perspective a little bit. And I've had that reminder before. I lived in Venezuela for 2 years, and it's a wonderful place. It's a beautiful place, but it was difficult then. And in the last 10 years, it's become very, very difficult. And so, if your life is good and you're blessed, just count your blessings. The money is a side thing. But these guys in Sierra Leone were telling me that their families are trying to make $2 a day to take care of their family. If they can make $2 a day, they can take care of their family. And I just thought, man, if I ever end up, winning the lottery, the Saitama lottery, I'm going to try to help people. I mean, there are opportunities down there, but they're limited. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that people can't start their businesses. And, it's brutal. They don't have enough seed money. So if I can go in and help people like that, Solomon, you live in Venezuela. What part? Which city? He says crypto changed his world. Man, crypto's changing a lot of people's world. And I think it's going to continue to do that. Currency is the biggest issue in Venezuela. The rate of inflation is just absolutely um, like out of control. So in Maracay, yeah, I never went to Maracay. I lived in Caracas for a while. I lived in Ciudad Bolivar. I lived in oh, like Valle de la Pascua, bunch of different places, but I never went to the western side of the country. I was always on the eastern side. Beautiful country, amazing people, good food. Hazme una arepa, amigo. Let's do it sometime. All right. About 3 trillion on the 29th of July. Crypto crazy. What drew you to Saitama? What was your first introduction? Crypto crazy? I'm wondering like if it was the same thing that got me. Hayakas, yeah, hayakas, man, pretty dang good. Took me a minute to get used to those. And cachapas, the first time I ate them was almost made me sick. Malta, same thing. This is a sidebar conversation with Solomon from Venezuela. I love Venezuela. I love the people of Venezuela. They took care of me for 2 years over there. It was amazing. Oh, Virgil, I hope so. And not from a perspective of really, I want to be anything in particular, but from what I'm seeing in this community, the level of kindness and the desire to want to help that you guys have, I think we can do big things together. I really do. So let's see. Harshana, our friend from India, says, I'm a small YouTuber. Investors from India are interested in the project, but gas fees stopping. Yeah, the gas fees are crazy over there. How is Shiba Inu perceived in India? Because that's where Vitalik sent a pretty big chunk to help with COVID relief. All right. Joe, 25K. I missed what your 25K is, Moon Joe. Love this channel and time slot, man. I don't normally hang. Oh, actually, I am kind of a late owl, but I work from like 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and I have a 45-minute commute each way. So time is a little difficult right now, but my family has been crazy supportive. I have 2 kids that are out of the house in college. I have a son in medical school, and I have a son that's just starting college. And then I have a senior in high school, and I have a freshman. And so they all kind of have their own thing going on. And it's they've been kind to me, let me take the time to make videos, and I'm really enjoying it. I've always liked talking. My dad actually told this story all the time, that when I was little, I learned to talk when I was really young, and my dad said basically, like, you taught him to talk, you need to teach him to shut up, because I never stopped. So let's see. Andrew Miles, about another 2 trillion last night. 2 trillion, man, at this price, that would have been like $20,000. So good on them. That's more budget than I have for it. But yeah, another Venezuelan out there. Chévere, amigos. Les quiero mucho. I can't even tell you. Like, Venezuela has got a very strong place in my heart. So crypto crazy. Yeah. So my first introduction to Saitama, I watched Your Pop pretty religiously for a long time. Lately, it's been harder because I'm just trying to take in as much content as I can. And so I watch everything on like 2x speed. And that's when I make these long videos, 30 minutes, bump your speed up and get your day back. Your brain will acclimate to it pretty quickly. And actually, everybody sounds a little bit smarter when they're in 1.5 speed, because it's just rolling off a little bit cleaner. There's no awkward pauses. So I was also watching Rigor Mortis, who's Your Pop's brother, they sound exactly alike. Their mannerisms, at least their speaking mannerisms, are very, very similar. And one night, Rigor Mortis mentioned Saitama. And at the time, I was very much open to, if it's a new project and anybody's excited about it, I'll just buy some. And so I actually bought a whole bunch of different garbage. Um, I don't know if it's garbage, but it hasn't done much for me. I have a wallet, this Zirian wallet too, with the People's Coin, Hokkaido Inu, Shih Tzu. I mean, just random stuff that somebody's telling me like, oh, this is a great one. You got to get it. My next door neighbor actually had a friend that I talked to the friend at his house at the 4th of July picnic. And he put in like $10,000 into some, I think it was the People's Coin actually, and it pumped. And he was on vacation and it was like pumped through $1 million from 10,000 to $1 million, peaked out at like 1,500,000. And his wife was pissed at him for being on the phone watching it. So he said he just put it down. The next day, it was back down to 50,000. And then now it's basically, it was a pump and dump, you know? So, yeah, so I'm more selective now, but that's how I found out about it. I put money in just based on Rigor Mortis mentioning it. And then I started looking into it. And as I started seeing the development team, I mean, I do invest in Shiba. Somebody just asked that question. I have 200 million Shiba Inu, and it's all staked. And then I have liquidity tokens in the Bone Ethereum pool. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm in Shiba and I'm looking at their dev team, and they're like Eric, who has a scary clown picture on his Twitter. And you have Satoshi Kusama, who I would love to know who that is. I know that's not the actual name, but Satoshi, the person has to be brilliant. They're bringing out amazing things, but it's so hard for them to work because they're trying to stay anonymous. So how do you create relationships with people? I mean, they're doing it right now. They just pushed out a request for game developers to help with the game that they want to do. But when you look at Saitama, you've got Gabriel working on the game, and he's like working with big game developers. There's no concern for accidentally doxing yourself. And Satoshi probably has a great reason for that, for staying, you know, incognito. But as I started to learn more about the Saitama project, that's when I thought, man, this thing looks like it could be amazing. And then when I started seeing what the dev team, they would say something and then they would do it. And I was like, man, okay. So I had a target. I wanted to get to 1 trillion tokens, and I just kept making buys until I got there. I think I've made 7 different purchases, including last night's video purchase. And then I just decided, hey, I was going to do this. I'll tell you guys a crazy story. This is my near miss. So back in January, February, some friends at work and I, we're using Robinhood. We were investing in Doge, and I just decided, it was at 0.008 cents. I decided, you know what? I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel. So I'm going to make a YouTube channel called Dogecoin Millionaire. And it was actually taken because I've never had one original idea in my life. Saitama Stacker was not taken, but somebody got it on Twitter before I did. So mine's at Stacker Saitama. Somebody else got at Saitama Stacker. If you know who it is, it'd be nice if they'd cough it up. But so I was going to start Dogecoin Millionaires, and I pulled $8,000 out of my retirement to buy 1 million tokens, 1 million Dogecoin, and then I was going to ride it up. And I had screenshots of all sending the money from my retirement over. And that's a bad idea. Pulling money out of your retirement when you're not retirement age, you pay a penalty and you pay the taxes. So I knew it was going to be expensive, but I thought it was an intriguing idea. So by the time the money got to me, and we were actually traveling to visit family in Maine, I live in Idaho, but by the time the money got to me, Dogecoin price went from 0.008 cents to 8 cents. And it was happening as we were traveling to the airport in Salt Lake City. And my family just hated me. I was like, oh my gosh, I would have like from my $8,000, it would have been worth $80,000 in one day. And then I was like, oh, I missed it. I just, you know, and then it pulled back to around 5 cents. And my brother, who I actually told about it, he bought in, but he didn't get a ton, but he still made like 10 grand on it. And he was like, man, you, you should buy in, dude. You're going to miss it. And I'm like, no, it just 10x'd itself. And I don't, I mean, it's got to pull back lower. And then it made the run to 75 cents. So my 8 grand would have been worth 750,000. And I was so bitter, I just stayed away from it. Now it's 20 cents. So a lot of people also lost a lot of money there. But that was my near miss. And then I've kind of been looking for that opportunity ever since. And so when I came across Saitama, I thought this is potentially my shot. And so far it's going very well. So yeah. So Harsh Rana, I'm murdering your name right now. I can see you're talking about your YouTube channels. If you want to, you know, you're welcome to promote your channel in the chat. I don't care. I mean, if people, you know, I don't promote those tokens or coins. I don't know anything about them, but more power to you. I wish you the very best on your quest there. Saitama will make up for those losses that we all had. Yeah, I think so. We're so early on the Saitama project. Um, it's it's crazy. I mean, if we could have bought into Shiba Inu when there were 50,000 holders, I mean, you'd be the one on the Jake Gagan show telling the story about how you made $4.5 million, you know? So not me again. Tried buying Saitama. The gas price is 100. Is that normal? I don't know how much you're trying to buy, but I always consider it as a value proposition. So if like I paid $60, I think yesterday on my video to buy $1,000, and I don't like that 6%. That seems like a heavy fee. I thought I could have probably got it down for around 40, but I just pulled the trigger and my timing was actually ended up being really lucky again. I don't consider myself good at this, by the way, guys. I've been pretty dang lucky, but as far as I feel about the future of Saitama, I don't think it's going to take a lot of luck because there's just too much positive going on. Mark, how are you, man? Good morning or evening. For me, it's good morning. Mark is the OG, man. Mark was probably one of the very first people that subscribed. And he's definitely the first person who took me to task. I had a video title that Mark felt like was not positive. It was negative. And he thought it might turn people off, and it very well could have. And so the next night I came back with a video, why I love Saitama. So Mark set me straight, and I've always appreciated Mark's given me some amazing ideas, which, by the way, if you guys have any ideas of things that you'd like me to discuss or talk about, and you want to just post them in the comments on the videos, I'll do my best to get to them. But Mark, man, I love you. I don't know where you are, and I love your guitar icon. I actually play the guitar. My first love is music. Um, I actually had a manager. I worked in pharmaceutical sales for 10 years. And this manager one day asked me, if money was no object, what would you do for work? And I couldn't answer it honestly because the guy was kind of a tool. And I was kind of afraid that if I said anything other than, oh, this is my passion, I can't ever see myself doing anything else. And I do enjoy sales, but that's not what I wanted to do for my whole life. I mean, if I could be a rock star, man, I'd be all about that. But I do recreationally play the guitar and do some singing. My family's pretty musical. And so anyway, Ahmed, Ahmed, Ibrahim. Thanks, man. I mean, it's not investment advice, but I do want people to know that I'm passionate about Saitama and the reasons why. And so if that comes through and you can, do your own research and see those same things, I think great. I think great. You know, I do think it's a winner. I don't know when you bought, but hopefully you caught it in the last 3 days instead of 7, 8 days ago. But I think we'll be getting right back to those highs that we made. And I'm hoping that we push right through them. So, yeah. So Sean L saying that Saitamask will help with the gas fees. He's going to transfer all his Saitama to Saitamask. I'm going to be using Saitamask as well. I actually have pretty much uh, a lot of different trading platforms, but I've done it just trying to learn what's going on. There's so much to learn with this business, in terms of cryptocurrency. I actually did a video on that too on Sunday last week that was titled like the crypto universe, and kind of breaks down all of these different components of cryptocurrency: your bank, the centralized exchanges, DeFi exchanges, the crypto wallets, the investment platforms that also allow crypto investment. It's a pretty good one, I think, to watch if you want kind of a roadmap of what's going on there. So, um, let's see. Sometimes you got to buy regardless of the fee. Ruckus one. That's what I'm saying too. I mean, if it was crazy, if I were buying $50 worth and it was $100 fee, the value proposition doesn't pencil out. But if you can save your pennies up, then I think it's good. And Solomon again says L Bank. L Bank has lower fees. It's a centralized exchange, but um, great great place maybe to try. And I actually have never purchased on a centralized exchange. Maybe I'll go in and buy some there, and then we'll use it for another giveaway, kind of like the jelly bean jar that I've been doing in November. November is my favorite month, by the way, of the year. It's my birth month, and it's the best holiday in the United States, which is Thanksgiving. I was born on Thanksgiving Day, but what makes Thanksgiving the best holiday is that nobody has any expectations, and you can just get together and have a good time. You don't have to buy any gifts. You don't really have to sing any songs or do any crazy traditions other than you got to eat until you're sick and then watch football until you pass out. So, all right. Let's see. We go into the moon soon? I hope so. I hope so. Happy to Hoover the Fud Killer says, happy to see you started live streams. We'll be listening each time. Fresh breath of air from the current hype scene. Now, I feel that way too. I appreciate what people are doing. But I mean, they'll almost tell you in the YouTube, like there's some tutorial type stuff that you really want to have a thumbnail that just grabs everybody's attention, and you really want to have a headline that's kind of sensational because you have to get the click. I don't care. I'm not I'm not trying to get the biggest YouTube channel. I mean, I appreciate the subscribership, and certainly I wouldn't do it if nobody wanted to listen. But I think the more real we can be, the better trust we can gain. And ultimately, I'd rather have that than more views. I'm not really thinking I'm probably going to get rich with YouTube. It's my regular job is pretty good. I work with family. My brother is a doctor and he has a women's health clinic, and I managed that clinic for a couple of years after my pharmaceutical career. And then we're right now developing a property that will have a new medical office and a restaurant and a strip mall, and I'll be working with that. I enjoy working with the family. It's not really recommended by people, but so far it's working really good. Yeah. Home Alone face thumbnails. Yeah, I haven't made any of those yet. It's funny you should say that because I was driving my daughter to get something to eat tonight, and I was showing her. I got a shout out on Your Pop's video today because I was the first person who dropped a super chat. And I really did that to tell him thank you, because if you watch the work that he's done, he's a sincere guy, and I think he's really honest. And he has been an absolute soldier. It would have been brutal to make a video every day telling people, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. I did it for 3 days here in this dip. He did it for 90 days straight. The guy is a soldier, and I really have a high level of appreciation for him. So let's see what I'm missing. Hey, Germany's in. V Gates. I failed German in high school. I got kicked out of the class for being too ruckusy. Frau Balbi, she kicked me out. Let's see. Cytomania says, I think that as a community, we can try to introduce finances into the middle school, high school students. I believe the sooner our youth understands how finance work, the better off our future will be. That's definitely a component that's missing. And if you look on the Saitama in the white paper, it actually talks about the fact how a massive percentage of millennials, it's like more than 85%, feel underprepared for dealing with personal finance. Am I going to Vegas for the Saita release party? I want to really bad. I'm kind of fighting with, they're like $350 for the ticket, but there's going to be some amazing people there. I don't know what to do. My life is so crazy busy right now with this development project that I don't know. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to be watching the stream if I can't make it. The UK's on. Hey, how you doing over there? UK. Never been to Europe at all, and really, really want to go. So thanks for the great work. I use your trackers for my crypto reflections. Yeah, I'm happy that's working for you. I need to clean it up a little bit and release like version 2.0. A lot of people are asking me to give them the second page where I'm keeping track of like volume and that wouldn't be too hard to do. It really didn't. It's not too hard to do anything, but time is pretty limited here lately. Let's see. Very transparent. I always enjoy your Saitama updates. Do you think we can reach SHIB price in 6 months' time? So that's a tricky question. So you have to distinguish between the price of Shiba Inu and the market cap of Shiba Inu. I think we can compete with Shiba's market cap. But our price is going to be vastly different from their price because of the number of tokens that we have. Right now, we have 45 quadrillion tokens, and they only have like 380 trillion tokens. And so we would have to achieve a much, much higher market cap to have the same price as Shiba. But I do think we can match their market cap, which is still going to be very good for us that are investing right now. So, but that is a good question. I have a whole video on that one too, on how market cap and price work together. And it was a thinker, man. I got headaches trying to put that one together. I probably spent 4 or 5 hours trying to put that video together. And I don't know if it was, people seem to like it. Jose likes the video intro. That thing is cool. I got it from somebody in Pakistan on Fiverr, and I'm actually getting an outro too that will give like a video suggestion and a subscribe button. So I'm working on that one. But yeah, I was really impressed with them. They put that together in no time, and it was like $30. So I thought it was money well spent. The video my first video that I did today had that in there, and it was, man, it was a good video. I was actually pretty hyped about putting it out. I just deleted it because I couldn't push the content out to YouTube. The video was too long for the software to be able to package it and push it out. So I have to have videos less than 15 minutes. And I've been telling everybody I need to get 10-minute videos, but I like talking about complex topics. And so Vegas Saitama party, man, I'd like to go. Ruckus, I'd like to go. If anybody has a +1, if you got the original NFT and you have a +1, I'd probably pay for the rooms. So let me know. video. Let's see. Let's pop back over really quick and just see what's going on with the price of Saitama. Is it still on a run, or is it starting to mellow just a little bit? Yeah, it looks like it's mellowed back a little bit. At one point, we were up over 40%, but just having that zero burned is such an amazing feeling. It's it's almost like a little one of these weighted blankets, you know? It's just comforting to see that zero dead. And I don't ever want to see it again. So we need to stay at the 7 zeros level and keep moving up, which really, I mean, I'm shocked we pulled back as far as we did with all of the crazy things that are coming this month. So it's going to be good. There it is. I lost my stream software. I bought a ticket for the event on the website. Never got an NFT. Yeah. So the new release tickets that they just put out for like $350 a piece, those ones aren't related to the NFTs, but the first ones they did were like zero point 0.2 Ethereum. So they were like $600 and you got an NFT, and the NFT is your ticket in, and you got a +1. And this is where I'm an idiot. I could have at least put in on it. 500 people put in for 100 of them, but the 100 people that got them are in a drawing for a new Tesla. So you got a 1 in 100 shot of winning Tesla if you're one of those holders. So probably should have done that. But the new tickets, it's not so much a matter of the cost. It's actually only an 8-hour drive from my house to Vegas, and a plane ride is like 30 minutes. But it's, you know, it's just a time thing, really, for me. Like, I got a lot of I got a lot of obligations, but I may have to just put them aside and buck up. If I could get Russ to give me the, hey, you need to be here, I'd probably be there. I need to find out. I don't know how all these guys get a hold of him. And there are people with small streams, like 400 subscribers. Cuff and the Dip had Russ on with like 400 subscribers. So I don't know. I don't know how you get in front of those guys. We'll figure out eventually. I am doing some looking at doing some collaborations. Mark actually suggested I do something with Moonshot, and I've talked to him a little bit, and he's amiable to it. And then Crypto Deb, I've been talking to her, and I think you'll see me do her stream, and then I'll just link it in one of my videos. But these people are bright, and they're producing good content. There's a lot of it. I try to consume as much as I can, just to be informed, but I don't know. It's you know, you can't do it all. So, but I will be doing some collaborations and getting to know these people a little better. And I'm hoping to have sidebar discussion with them to be able to, you know, to start bringing the devs into our stream as well, which is why I'm actually doing this live right now, is to get acclimated to the software and try to figure it out. The screen sharing, I don't understand it really. If I'm going to have to get better control over the whole situation before I'm really comfortable. But this, just throwing up a video and talking to you guys, that's fun. Not too hard to do. Yeah, I'd love to get on Jake Gagan's show. I actually sent him a Twitter DM. Haven't had a response yet, and so if you want to hit him up, I mean, I'd be happy to go on with Jake Gagan. I think he's great. The guy is literally like a full-time party. I don't know what his real life is like, but on his streams, man, he is just killing it. The guy's got a tremendous amount of energy. Any way to recover stolen funds from Trust Wallet? From what I've seen, this is very, very difficult. Like once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know how you got scammed or hacked, but you have to be very careful right now. There really is a lot of scam stuff going on. I mentioned it early in the stream, but everything that I post, somebody will post some kind of scam thing in, and I try to delete them as much as I can. So yeah, Austin and Zach, I would love to get on with those guys. Zach is my favorite when it comes to um, like the technical side of investing. So people who do technical analysis just look at charts and they look at support lines and they look at resistance lines, and they're trying to decide when's a good time to buy more or sell. um, that's pretty taxing, you know. So I don't have the time to follow it that closely. So I'm trying to buy things that have strong fundamentals and then hold on for the long term. Yeah, Russ is talking about killing another zero, and I hope he's right. He's been right on a lot of things so far. So, and I really do love the vision that he has and the openness that he has and his intelligence. I mean, this is a smart individual putting together an amazing team and going hard. I don't know how they're being compensated for their time. I know that the developer out of Brazil, my brain is going soft right now. Let's take a quick peek here under transparency. Um, yeah, Gabriel, who's the creator of the NFTs in the Wolfcaster game. Gabriel is quitting his job that he's been with for more than 10 years to do Saitama full time. I mean, that is, I talked about it on the video the other day. That's Cortez burning the boats, saying, "Hey, there's no going back." You know, I mean, I'm sure he could go back. The guy's obviously very talented. I'm sure he could get a job anywhere. But man, awesome. Huh. So, Manuel, you're having a hard time buying. Just connected MetaMask to Coin Market Cap. I don't even know how you can connect it to Coin Market. Are you talking about Coinbase? And just make work different, not showing full amount, still not showing Saitama image. So the MetaMask is the platform I have bought on MetaMask before, but it's the platform that I know the least about. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I would watch a tutorial from somebody showing a MetaMask buy. You might be able to, I mean, worst case scenario, you could transfer your Ethereum to Coinbase wallet or Trust wallet and make a purchase there. I did a tutorial video on Coinbase and Trust wallet, but anyway, I don't know. I've entered the contract again for the Ether scan. Wait, before still not showing the image. Yeah, and you may have to. So if your purchase went through, if you look at the Ether scan and it shows that you were successful, you may have to go turn on or add Saitama to the MetaMask wallet. I think you can, because you can hide them or bring them out. Let me see if I can look at my app really quick. Um, yeah, there is a way. I mean, I'm showing still in my wallet Shib and Ethereum, but oh, there it is. There's a button at the bottom that says add tokens. And you would just search, and you want to make sure you get Saitama and not baby Saitama. Um, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not showing up in the list of tokens to add. So I've had that happen too. I had it happen with grapefruit. You still own the tokens. They just won't show up in your wallet, but they're still on the blockchain. So if you wanted to go sell them, you could. You know, I don't know. You may have to reach out to their customer service people to see if you can get it added. So, anyone having trouble logging into Coinbase account, not the wallet? Yeah, I saw that earlier tonight, Mark, actually, and I'm having the same thing. It just shows they're having technical issues. I don't know what that's all about. Please quit the app and try again. Your funds are safe. I'll try to log out completely and go back in. Yeah, it popped right back up for me. I just logged out. close the app and open it back up. Well, hey guys, I appreciate everybody. You guys have been good guinea pigs for a first live, and we'll have to do it again here pretty soon. But it's just nice for me to be able to jump on and get a feel for the software. You know, I appreciate you guys being willing to work with me. And so I'm going to go grab some sleep. Let's hope that Saitama keeps pumping through the night and just keeps that zero buried back up a little bit, almost 43%. I'll take it. I'll take it any day. So, hey, man, I appreciate you all very much. And I wish you the very best health and happiness. Stay safe from the COVID and all those other great things. Mis amigos en Venezuela, les quiero mucho. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Les aprecio. And everybody else, have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you on the next video.